Body, seeing if this works. I'm on a new platform, and I was like, I keep saying it's Saturday, but it's not. Literally Saturday nights. Let me get up on here and see what this do. This app is called, or this platform is. I guess you could say it's new. I don't know. I like it. It's called what Stream something like that of the sort. Uh, Restream is what it's called, and it's pretty decent here. I like it. I like it a lot. Won't be on here very long. Just want to test it out and see what it was like. Gets my thumbs up, my seal of approval. I have a few minutes here. So I think it streams to Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. I think those are the only ones. So hello everybody. Um so since I'm on here, I don't know if it records, so I'll be updating you on that. Well, it does record actually, video or audio. But I don't know if it's like record like for the most part, um hosting sites like this do record. But I don't listen to me. I ate a strawberry Sunday night. This is my first one in here. But I like it. I'll be accessing this more often. I really like the I don't know if any of you guys ever been on Haps before. I was really impressed when I got on Haps. For the most part, Haps is cool. The only thing with Haps is still in beta, and it's, I guess, because Haps is just standard like a TV actually, and so all of that. That being said, is why sometimes I get frozen up over there. It really makes me mad. But they have so much going. Like, you got to make sure you shut everything down and like all this. It's terrifying. Let me just tell you. Did y'all hear that? Hold on, let me put my soul back in my body first. I don't know what that is. I haven't pressed any type of notifications to make that noise, or I tell you, don't even, I'm not gonna switch topics, but these gadgets, throw them away. They're useless. When they just love that their minds. But yeah, this is a really nice platform. Uh, Checking out, the quality is good, and big difference, between a lot of different hosting sites. So the lighting is pretty cool, and I'm satisfied. Thank you, Restream. Because there's that one called Streamio or something like that. So I don't know, but it's another one I'll put on my app hoarding list and let the world know. So let's go ahead and get into it right now. Some of it, since I have some minutes. Let me see. Let me check. It's hot as hell. Is it hot where you guys are? Because I know I'm hot. It's hot. It's humid. But let's get into it. Okay. So, as we know, who's at the top? And I don't know how much longer, because you go, this clubhouse and you got your green room. Now, I was up in green room today. I went up in there just to see what's going on. And so they're getting more settled over there. Now people are settling down, finding their way. I'm assuming that some probably went back to, I don't know. I didn't know you could just be in both. You probably truly can. People are just that much programmed that they don't know if they're being programmed to just do the oddest things. I don't know. That being said, because I'm not here to bite my tongue or anything like that, and I'm gonna say what I need to say, and also address the fact that when you say something that doesn't fit someone's narrative, they lose their mind. And I'll be the first to hold you accountable. I don't really play that mess. Grow up. You know, Let me give you an example of how programmed people are. Just admit, I mean, there's nothing you can say. It's true. They even said it. I mean, they call us all basically dumb. But hey, that's what I'm not here to do today. That's not what I'm here for today. So I had made a statement somewhere in one of the social apps, you know, because it was weird. It was odd behavior because the man that was watching the news, which was laughable, was really just going along with the narrative, just like, oh, they're talking about, well, what do they talk about? Stick it. The terms they use to address it, I just find it to be very unprofessional, and the story keeps changing. So people need to be mindful of the words that they say. People need to educate themselves. People need to stop walking around here acting like they're the smartest being on the planet, but can't seem to, what I mean, read the signs, and stop assuming that people are something that they're not. And let me just make this very clear. The same person that was sitting there watching the news as if it was life itself. So apparently you're warped. You buy that stuff. You don't do your own thinking or do your own research. Great. That's just great. Um, he was making remarks. He was saying that go figure. Those damn anti-vaxxers. Everybody's anti-vaxxer, anti-vaxxer. Let me tell you where I stand on that. I don't play the ignorant game. Miss me with it. Not falling for it. Can't do it with me. I'm not buying it. A lot of people buy into it. I don't buy into it because, for the simple fact, is that I know how to use my brain. There's nothing that people can tell me that's going to make me feel safe. I mean, they've changed their story 5 different times. We would hope that this work. I'm mad that any of us are in this situation. But when you get all worked up because somebody just dropped some knowledge or gave you a little bit of information, some truth, actually, and all I did was just say, like, man, people are, getting, this has been affected a lot of people. And in both uh, with exclamation marks, like I could hear their voice. It was like, that is absolutely absurd and not true. And then there's another lady, well, that's just not true. That's rare. And at first I was thinking, like, why y'all getting so worked up? Second of all, how you know that? Oh, you was in there when they did it. Oh, okay. It's rare. It's only rare because it's rare to somebody when you don't know about it. If you don't know about something that's happening, and you just and this is the information you've been told, then you chose to believe that. So let me just make it very clear for all you lovely Americans out here that always talking about we live in America and we have the right to do this, the right to do that, and be the same people that turn around and condemn people for making their own choices. Makes no sense, right? So I'm here today to say, grow up and respect people. And you're not the doctor. Stop carrying other people's messages. If you don't really know what you're talking about is that's what you chose to believe. Your belief and somebody else's belief is different. Perceptions was that you can't go around calling people killers and murderers because they didn't choose to do what you did. That's not okay. It's not right. It's false. That's false information, and you need to do better. Uh, Go ahead and do more research. Just can't knock something just because you don't want to believe it. That doesn't make any sense. And another thing, hold on, that I would like to state, but they're here. But I gotta say this because this is so interesting. So this person, right now, I know better. I don't run around after. I don't buy into that rhetoric of how the whole Trump thing that went down, and these very people are just going in on Trump, sucking it all in from the news, and then you don't have to agree to. You don't have to. You can agree to disagree without tearing each other apart and being inhumane and all that stuff. But we saw what happened. It was I mean, we saw to this day that image of those people in that building. What the world wide web? How to get up there? I was thinking, you just can't make this stuff up, right? So, people were going hard. And then people started really feeling themselves when they saw that Trump was going to win. And then I was thinking in my head, and that'd be funny if he did. You know what I mean? Because it was like, here comes the ugliness. It's like, here we go. It's so good at this. People just can't make this stuff up. So, so now I'm looking at this man, these people like, oh, aren't you? No, this is what they were saying. Yeah, those nasty vaxxers, they just killing people. Like, first of all, That's not true. Second of all, have some decency, some respect, or some common sense and find out why people are taking them. They're not even doing it. Pick up on the pieces, people here. It's not that hard to follow. They're not even doing it. People just think people aren't taking it just because, you know what I mean? If you're going to make comments on it, then you might as well ask. And if you're not, then you should probably shh. And I meant that from the bottom of my heart. I can't really tolerate ignorance. And so I choose to use my voice that way versus saying ignorant things and condemning people and judging them for what they do and actually letting them get in your head to carry out the rhetoric as they sit back and do this. So if you're watching the news, then how come you didn't see that? And he clearly said it out of his mouth the other day. So I'm just like, what? Are they not hearing what? Okay. But so then they were going in like, oh, but once again, how they were, condemning the Trumper, the Trumpettes, how they follow him and all that stuff. It was like they're gooing over Fauci. Oh, I love Fauci. Get him, Fauci. Oh, Ned Biden. I'm just sitting here like, looks like the same behavior. When you just condemning them, and now look at you over here doing the same thing, throwing the words out there, not even know what you're talking about, calling people anti-vaxxers and stuff. So ignorant. I look at this man in a different total way now. I'm only saying that because of those behaviors right there, because he was so hard and so informational and all that stuff. When that went down, you would think the behavior would be different, but you're no different. So say that to say, what was all that about? And it shows that when people don't make the same choices as people do in this country, then it's a problem. It makes no sense. You missed a few courses, but we have the right to in this country to do those things. Freedom of choice. Just because it wasn't yours doesn't mean that it makes it okay for you to tell everybody else to. Because what if somebody did die and you told them to go take it? So you might want to take several seats because the possibilities are there, and they have. So I just don't like when people flip flop everywhere and just mind your own business and worry about you. Because if you're good, then why are you even caring? I tell you, that Rockefeller did a number when he took critical thinking out and put in standardized teaching. Yeah, yeah. So on that note, what I am really saying is people need to respect one another. And if we feel a certain way, then we need to find a better approach. Because if you have children, then you really got it all mixed up. And I feel really bad because this is what they're seeing, the type of behavior. And you turn around and tell them how to do problem solve and look at you by name calling and stuff. You ain't even found out any information yet. If we truly cared and wanted to help one another, then we would try to help one another. By you going out there and calling people names and saying and cursing people out because they didn't get vaccinated. First, not in your damn business. That is a HIPAA law right there. Okay, let's get that right. And worry about yourself, and that's plain and simple. But if you truly, truly care, how about we start helping people, how each other, and like try to help give each other information as much as we can if you're that concerned. It's not that people aren't concerned. They just are programmed thinkers. They don't really think for themselves, so they carry on the message. Because it's always something. It was the mask. It was this. Why are we fighting over everything? Why? Stop for like one moment and think about it. Because I'm quite tired of it. And then people sitting here and like, oh, you this, and that. You know what? Let me tell you guys something. Um, Maybe I should say that for another show. Some people can't handle too much one time. We need to focus. Yeah. So focusing on that. So the message of the day is stop and think before you open your mouth to the next person. And think about, well, what if they said that to you? And if you that in that moment you feel like you'll be mad, then that means you should take a lot of seats. Plain and simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And another thing is, why everything gotta be a fight? Think before you open your mouth. That's all I'm saying. Nobody thinks. I know people don't think like that because they did before they made a fool out of themselves. They would have thought. They probably would have thought twice about it. Be better than you were the day before. This isn't the way. It's not helping. By going back and forth, calling something, it's not helping. So if there's not helping the solution, what are you doing? You're contributing nothing. All you're doing is giving recycled information that you have no clue about. You're going off a whim like anybody else because we don't know. So stop acting like you know and actually do something that you do know. Tend to your family. Thank you. You have a blessed day. This is Brandy J. Until next time, let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. That's what we need to be doing, coming together. But if you can't figure that out, then please stop trying to give people medical advice. Thank you. Make it make sense.